You see it every single day, right? A simple, pure, white glass of milk. It seems so basic. But what if I told you its journey from a cow to your kitchen is like a wild story of biological alchemy, a process that involves both blood and, yeah, waste? Today, we're going to get into the truly startling origins of this everyday drink.
I mean, think about it. It just sounds impossible, doesn't it? Inside a cow, you've got this whole messy system, this greenish digestive stuff, blood, all sorts of bodily waste. So how on earth does a perfectly pure white liquid come out of all that internal chaos?
Well, the answer is an absolute miracle of biological filtration. The animal's body is basically a master chemist, and it's incredible at separating the good stuff from the junk. We're about to break down exactly how this amazing process really works.
So, let's step inside what we're going to call the biological refinery. Just imagine the cow's body as this super sophisticated factory. It takes in the raw material, grass, and through this incredibly precise process, it creates a totally new finished product. Let's really unpack the science of lactation.
Okay, so the whole process kicks off with this substance called chyme. After the cow's stomach does its thing and digests the grass, it creates this pulpy, acidic fluid. This is our raw material, and it's really important to remember the Arabic term for this, which our source points to, farth. Keep that in mind.
So this whole complicated thing can really be boiled down to 3 key steps. First, digestion creates that chyme, or firth. Second, and this is the really crucial part, all the good nutrients get absorbed from that chyme, passing through the intestinal walls and straight into the bloodstream. And finally, the blood acts like a delivery service, taking those nutrients right to the mammary glands, which then synthesize that pure white milk.
Okay, so that's the modern science. Pretty incredible, right? But here's where this story takes a really fascinating turn. What if I told you that a description of this exact process might exist in a text from 1400 years ago? We're going to take a look at a verse from the Quran.
Now listen closely to these words. The text says milk comes from what is in their bellies, and it gets very specific between excretion, which is what we've identified as farth or chyme, and blood, called dam. And from that specific place, it says, comes pure milk.
And this brings us right to the heart of our explainer today. Is this ancient verse just some beautiful, poetic observation, or does it actually line up with that biological refinery process we just talked about? I mean, how precise is this description, really?
And this is where the connection starts to click into place. The digested food, or chyme, maps pretty much directly to the Quranic term tharth. The nutrient transport system is the blood, or dam, and the final product is, of course, laban, or pure milk. The text literally places the origin of milk precisely between the source of the nutrients and the system that carries them.
Now, as with any ancient text, right, there are different ways you can interpret this. So is the verse describing a physical location, the placement of the organs, or is it describing a chemical process? Let's explore the 2 main perspectives here.
Okay, so a skeptical reading might just say, look, this is a simple observation of anatomy. The udder is physically located in the belly area, somewhere between the digestive organs and the rest of the body. It's a pretty straightforward observation anybody could make, but the counter-argument is that the verse isn't talking about physical location at all, but about a chemical process. It's actually identifying the key ingredients, the nutrients from digested food carried by the blood that are used to create the milk.
So the crucial point, according to the source material, is the conceptual insight itself. The real marvel being described here is the idea that a pure white substance is extracted from what seems like a totally impure mix, red blood and green digestive waste. It's all about a process of purification.
So, after looking at the science, the ancient text, and the arguments around it, what's the key takeaway? Let's put this all through one final filter.
The main point being presented in our source material is really this. The Quranic verse can be understood as an incredibly accurate description of a biological refinery. It seems to pinpoint the exact origin of milk's components, that intermediate stage between the digested waste, where nutrients are grabbed, and the blood, which transports them. And so we're left with this final question to think about. Is this a truly remarkable ancient insight into biology, revealed centuries before science would ever confirm it? Or is it a beautifully worded, poetic description that just happens to align with what we know today? That's the question we'll leave with you.